Good morning, East Texas. We have a beautiful day on top today with a couple of storms in our forecast. So let's take a look at our CBS 19 live radar. We have a couple of cells that are popping up in our area, a large storm system out toward San Angelo, but let's zoom in up here toward East Texas. There's a storm system that's up to our north in Oklahoma, but it's just the bottom of it is tapping us here in East Texas. Mount Pleasant and Talco are starting to see a couple of cells that are pushing through. Very isolated showers, though. Not a ton of rain is dropping with that, mostly just some large clouds and some gusty winds. But tonight, we have some storms in the forecast, very isolated though. Those are going to start to come through this afternoon, popping up toward Longview and Jefferson, and then maybe a couple more out toward Mineola and Gilmore this afternoon. But the bulk of what we're seeing across East Texas is going to be clouds that build into our area. And most of us are staying dry today. But because of that and because of those clouds, we are staying cool. We're only in the 80s for most of our area. Tyler, we're topping out at 87, which puts us below our average of 90 degrees for this time of year. This is the first time in quite some time that we've been running below average. And then anywhere from 84 in Mount Pleasant, 86 in Linden, starting to see the 90s in deeper parts of East Texas, 90 in Palestine, and then Crockett and Groveton warming up to 94 today. The reason why we have this big swath of temperature differences is because of a cold front that's going to push through part of our area. It's still right over us right now. So right now in Tyler, we're around 71, but that cold front, it came through half of us. That's why we're starting to see the cooler effects here to our northernmost counties. And then to the south, those guys are still going to top out in the 90s today, but that cold front should move through later today. And then we should see the effects of it pretty much across our whole area. Tonight, we're going to drop down to the 60s and 70s, Gilmer down to 70 degrees, Linden down to 60, and then Crockett bottoming out at 73 tonight. But that's when we have our storm chances really ramping up overnight. So that's why we have 30% chance today. And then that's really ramping up to 60 on Wednesday, all the way up to 70% on Thursday. So here's a look at our futurecast through the rest of the week. Wednesday, we're going to have the storms come through and mostly affect our southernmost counties here in the early morning hours, and then sticking around through the afternoon out to our south. And then Thursday, that's when we have the bulk of the rain coming in. Pretty much all of us are going to get some showers and thunderstorms. Our best chance of seeing that lightning will be in the afternoon, though, when our storm really builds into a large storm system. And then that should start to clear itself out. But then by the time we get to Saturday, it's really making a comeback for our on Friday, it's going to make a comeback for our southernmost counties. And then Saturday, it's really going to jump up those storm chances. But we really need that rain because this is our most recent drought monitor. We're still seeing pretty much all of East Texas is in some level of drought. A couple places up to our north are just in that dry category, but we're starting to see that exceptional level of drought start to creep its way into our area. So we desperately need that rain. We might get a little bit of it today, a little bit overnight, but today we're only topping out at 87 degrees, going down to 83 tomorrow when we have some storms coming in. Then Thursday, that's going to be your best bet of seeing rain, about a 70% chance of rain, down to 80 degrees, but then we're starting to warm up through the weekend as we start to dry out.